Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, managing your medication can be confusing. We'll prescribe a more effective method. Then, in honor of upcoming April, we'll shower you with ways to make your smile blossom by May. We'll open your eyes to items that you have to see to believe. Plus, is paying your pet's care putting pressure on your pocketbook? We'll offer an affordable option. And your great aunt left you something invaluable, her debt. We have help to avoid owing more than you inherited.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. How many medications do you take? For some of us, it may seem like we could open our own pharmacy. But no matter how many pills are a part of your daily practice, it's important to effectively manage your medications to maximize your health. Pamela Kreider is here to prescribe methods that make that happen. Pam is a certified nurse practitioner with Metro Health. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and there's a number of different areas we're going to talk about where we need to monitor things, but we're going to start first with daily dosages. What do we have to worry about there?
Okay, when you first have medications, it's always important to follow the directions on the medications. When you go and your doctor say, I have a new medicine for you to start taking, he's going to go over when to take it, how to take it, why to take it. But most important for you as a person, it's important to know why you're taking this medicine. Am I taking this medicine for my high blood pressure? It's good to know the reasons behind what you're taking. You also need to know, should I take this medicine in the morning? Should I take it at night? Should I take it in the evening? Should I stay out of the sun? What happens if I miss a dose?
Sure.
Do I take it before eating? Do I take it after, with breakfast, with dinner? All those questions are good to know. It's important to know before you start taking some of the medications.
Because it can affect their effectiveness. So
it can affect the effectiveness.
So when we have multiple medications like this, sometimes it's really hard to remember even if you took it, much less when you have to take it. So is there any help for that?
Sometimes it's good to have a routine set when you take medicines. If you take your medicines once a day with food, have it in the kitchen, take it breakfast, take your medicine. Sometimes it's good, we have some pill bottles here. If you're forgetful and, oh, did I take my medicine? Each week you could set the pill bottles up for the medicines you take for the day of week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But with the pill bottles themselves, it's also good to have a routine to, I'm gonna put my pills in the bottle on Sunday and not on Friday. You know, it's good to stay in a routine, and that way you can remember if you've taken them or not.
You can help keep track of it then.
Yes.
So another area that's important is, as you already kind of mentioned, it's important to know what you're taking and to let your doctor know what you're taking every time you go to see the doctor, correct?
Yes.
Why would you have to? Wouldn't it be in their chart?
Medicines are in your chart for that doctor. Some patients see more than one doctor at a time. They may see a dermatologist outside of your practice. They may see someone else. So it's good to, every time you come to the doctor, to bring the pill bottles themselves. It's okay to have a list, but sometimes the lists are good. If there's an emergency and I can't bring my pills, you can have your list in your wallet and say, these are all the medications that I take.
But it's better to have the pills, maybe so the doctor can actually read
Yes,
what
absolutely.
it says rather than what you thought it said.
Some pill bottles, some pills have the same name or they sound alike, but they're different, but they're actually two different medicines. So it's important if you have the bottles themselves so the doctor can see, okay, this is what you're taking, and match it up with what he has in his or her chart.
Okay.
Well.
But you mentioned a list as well. So it's good to take the pill bottles with you when you go to the doctor, but you need the list too, right?
Right, absolutely. In case there's an emergency and you're calling 911, the family is, oh, I don't know what mom takes. She can grab it off the refrigerator, or mom can have it in her purse, mom or dad, I should say, and take the list with you. And, you know, for other
Always
people.
have it. If you're in an accident or something and they don't know what's going on, it'd be really helpful.
Sorry, it's important also to update the list too when you go to the doctor and you start new medicines, and sometimes we take medicine away. So even though you have the list, it's always good to have it updated. That's why it's important to take the pill bottles themselves. Even the over-counters. Most of the time we think, oh, it's over the counter, it's not prescription, I don't need to take it. But you do, because some of those medicines can interact with some prescription medicines that you take as well.
And what about all that fine print? You read that stuff that comes with the prescription, you'd be afraid to take the medicine. What do you really have to worry about?
Absolutely. The biggest thing, I shouldn't say the biggest thing, one of the important things is your provider, your doctor knows the side effects of each medicine that he or she is prescribing. He knows you, he knows your body. He can say, well, you know, these are side effects A, B, and C that's important. These are the things to watch out for. Because if you do read all the side effects, you would be terrified to take it.
You wouldn't take anything, right?
So that's important.
All right, this has been great information. For many, proper medication can be truly life-saving. So make sure you're doing everything you can to help the medicine do its job. And my thanks to certified nurse practitioner Pamela Kreider for giving us such important information that was actually easy to swallow.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit their website at www.metrohealth.org. Next, planting the seeds for a beautiful smile. But first, if you step into a conversation that taps the terms sword, square, floral, and barn, what topic are you tiptoeing around? Cue the music. We'll boogie back and call out the answer in an instant.
Here, we're improving the health of our community. Here, a student sees a doctor without ever leaving school. Here, a stroke survivor regains the use of his right hand. Here, a foster child gets the consistent care he deserves. Here, and here, we're breaking new ground every day. So we can break ground here tomorrow. Be a part of the Metro Health transformation. It's good for everyone. Here.
Sword, square, floral, and barn are all types of delightful dances. Each form focuses on fancy footwork and fun. Did you figure out the acceptable answer? Then it's time for you to take a bow.
It may be a bit too early to get into gardening, but it is the right time to plant some seeds for a beautiful smile, one that's going to blossom by the time the flowers begin to bloom in May. Dentist Steve Marsh is here to cultivate ways to help you begin to grin again.
Oh, what a wonderful introduction. Thanks, Lori.
You're welcome. So,
Lori, before we even start with dentistry, your last guest just talked about medicines, and I have to tell you, as a practitioner, it's so important what she said. Whether you bring the pills or that list, we need to update it all the time because medications have a lot of effect, whether it's in medical treatment or dentistry. Some of them make dry mouth, and all of those affect us. So what she said was really important.
So not just doctors, but dentists too.
Oh,
that was a good point. But a few weeks ago, you talked about missing teeth, and we did get some questions, more questions. Viewers wanted to hear a little bit more about that. So could you first review the causes of missing teeth?
Well, there are a number of them. One would be periodontal or gum disease when you lose the bone in the tissue. Another thing could be decay. You get a decay that turns the tooth very soft. It's brittle, almost like an egg. You bite down and it loses its stability. Sometimes it's from an old tooth that had a big silver filling and you bite down enough and the tooth fractures. So there are a number of different causes. Sometimes people are congenitally missing teeth, meaning they never grew in.
Oh, okay. And my husband actually missing a teeth like that. So there's lots of options for replacing these missing teeth. I mean, there's partials and there's implants. And how do you know what's best for any given patient?
Well, you know, a lot depends on two things, really, what's practical and there are also dental reasons. Practically, it may be a time consideration. There may be a financial consideration. From a dental standpoint, you may have good teeth around the thing. You may have weak teeth. So that all factors into how we do things. Now, I thought I'd show a couple things. You know, people who are missing all their teeth, upper dentures generally stay in well because of the upper denture has a vacuum. Lowers don't. So if somebody's missing all their teeth, oftentimes you hear about implants and implant dentures.
Okay.
This is an example of a lower arch with an implant, and then this is a denture that we now make with 4 implants, and the denture actually snaps in. And when it snaps in, you finally have a solid dent. So that's one great new thing in dentistry.
Okay.
The other is partials. In the old days, Lori, we used to have these partials that had poured metal and hooks. Today we can do them very flexibly with what's called Flexite. It does a beautiful job and it's very comfortable and no one knows you're wearing them. And I actually have some pictures of all these different options.
So show us some of these examples. Oh, here we go.
So I mentioned upper and lower dentures. This patient looked great when she came in. Obviously some spaces. It turned out when we took x-rays, radiographs digitally, there was almost no bone around her teeth. Like her parents, she had what we used to call pyorrhea, now we say periodontal disease. I worked with a periodontist, there was no hope. So you see the after on the upper. That's a full upper denture, and I mentioned that they stay very well. It's a beautiful result.
Right.
On the lower, we did just what we showed here, demonstrated here. Those are 3 implants, not 4, and you can see the underside of a lower denture with snaps, and they literally snap into those implants. And finally, people can wear lower dentures successfully. And again, there's a picture of an upper denture that looks beautiful. We're
Looks
able
very
to
natural.
pick the picture we want. So what about people who have lost back teeth? This woman had some pretty bad front ones. We did a porcelain bridge, 6 teeth across, and that's one of those partials that I just showed you. You can't see where it is, where it begins and ends, and gives a beautiful result and also stable. Sometimes someone's missing 1 tooth. This is somebody who I restored his mouth. He had a tooth that had a root canal. It became brittle, fractured. You now see the implant post, and you now see the crown on top. So for a single tooth, that's a single tooth implant and the crown on top. Well, I mentioned adjacent teeth. So this patient had lost it when he was young. He was in a bicycle accident. For years wore what's called a flipper. It goes in and out. He got tired of it. He's actually a physician. And he said now he wants something permanent. He also didn't like the shapes of the others, so we did a 4-tooth, all porcelain bridge. He was not a candidate for implants because he had lost so much bone because he lost the tooth so young. So again, not everybody's a candidate. And here's a woman where she had congenitally missing teeth. Again, congenitally missing teeth means you were born with them. You mentioned your husband. So for years, she wore a partial that went in and out with metal, with hooks, to replace those teeth, and didn't want to be seen without those. You can see that we did a 6-tooth porcelain bridge, no implants, and got a wonderful result. So depending on your time, your finances, and what your adjacent teeth are, all those factors play into how we can restore missing teeth, but the good news is we can.
And that is good news. No matter which option is right for you, Steve can help your smile become a blooming success. To find out more, give him a call. The number's coming up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, you've got to see this. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Make a date for Dingus Day. This primarily Polish celebration is open to all. Join in marking the end of Lent and the joy of Easter with Cleveland's premier polka party on Easter Monday, April 6th. Enjoy all things Polish, food, drink, and entertainment, including the accordion. To delve into the details of Dingus Day, visit www.clevelanddingus.com.
You know the saying, the bigger the better. That can be especially true for those with vision issues. Debbie Kogler, founder of Magnifiers and More, is here with big ideas to better your life if you've had setbacks with your sight. So welcome. We had to have a big table here for you to show all these big things. So I guess let's start with the calendar.
Well, we have this calendar. This is a large print calendar. It's going to be one of the biggest calendars you're going to find out there. Dark, bold, 1-inch letters on a white surface, lots of room to write those important dates or appointments. Holidays are already on there, so it makes it a little bit easier remembering what the holidays are.
I could use one of those.
We all could. Lots of appointments to put on there.
And so aside from appointments, a lot of people have trouble keeping track of addresses and phone numbers and, you know, the important people in their life. So what do you have for that?
So we got an oversized address book here. And here we've got same principle as our calendar, bold black writing, lines to write on, 3 entries per page, over 500 entries in this book. And it's also alphabetized on the side.
Yeah, and big and easy to read.
Comes with a marker because it's important to write those dates or those addresses. So you can write those in nice and bold and it doesn't bleed through onto the other side.
Not like our typical magic marker kind of thing would do. Right. So, and I know a lot of people do bank online, but there are people who want to keep doing it themselves, have a checkbook and a check register, but that's even getting tiny for me to see, you know, so how can they how can you help those kind of folks?
Well, a lot of people are still independent, wanting to write those checks, but a typical check is very hard to see, especially when you have a vision impairment. So we have these check guides, so you can put them right over your check, and so the important parts are cut out, making it easier to write in. Or what you can get, which I really am a big fan of these are large print checks that you can actually order from your bank. They're yellow with a black bold line, and actually if you feel it, there's a raised line, makes it a little bit easier to find.
kind of track where to go. Perfect.
And then, of course, you write your checks, you want to record it, and we have these large print check registers to make it easier.
All right, man, helping people all the way here. So, and these items, as I understand, are, I mean, everybody can afford this. They're under $20, maybe even less than that. Now, we still have time for a little bit more information here about things, and you've got a couple ways for us to track that time.
Track that time, exactly. So we have large print clock here. These numbers are 2 inches. Again, bold, easy to see, and this is portable, so you could move it. So if you had different spots in the home to put it, or if you really can't see that well, or it's in the middle of the night and you want to know what time it is.
It is 1:11 p.m.
We have a talking clock. So again, simple face, just tap on the top of the clock and it will talk to you.
All right. Well, we're almost out of time, but we do have time for a couple more things here for you to show us.
So some large print things, playing cards. Lots of folks like to play cards. It's hard to see those tiny little numbers on the playing cards. These again are 1.5 inches big. Makes it a lot easier. Guaranteed to win when you're playing with the stick.
Is that right?
Guaranteed,
Okay.
guaranteed. And then a computer keyboard. Again, large print makes it much easier to see what you're typing.
Right.
Unfortunately, if you're like me, you still have to peek every once in a while and see what's on that keyboard. So this makes it much easier to
And
see.
even measuring cups and spoons, help for everybody.
Makes it easy. Simple.
Financial to the kitchen.
To the kitchen.
All
exactly.
right. So you don't have to choose between going big or going home. You can choose to go big and then go home with a variety of aids to assist your eyesight. My thanks to Debbie Kogler for opening our eyes to these options today.
For more information, call Magnifiers and More at 440-946-3366 or log on to www.magnifiersandmore.net. Next, financing your furry family's medical care. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on Golden Opportunities.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Harbin from Breakout Fitness. Today we're here to show you how to do an exercise band abduction. This is going to work the muscles in the outer thighs. These muscles are very important because not only do they help us get around and move, but should we stumble, those are the muscles that are going to help catch us. You ready to go?
Yeah, and this
Let's
is
do it.
necessary.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to grab the band here. We're going to stand in the center of the band with our feet together. We want to make sure we're standing nice and tall. Let our hands hang to the side, and we're simply going to open wide and take one step to the side and then bring the feet together. Okay, so one big step, bring them together. Now let's go back the other way a couple steps, switch, bring them together. Now it's important to control the movements. Okay, you want to make sure you use slow and controlled movements. Don't let your legs bang together. How you feeling?
Feels pretty good.
Good? You got stronger legs already, huh?
Yes, I do.
All right, everybody, 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
Do you have a cat or dog? Then you already know that pets are more than companions. They're part of the family. But as owners age, basic health care for canines and cats can present a quandary. Dr. Anna Van Heckeren is here with help. Dr. Anna is a veterinarian in addition to being the president and CEO of One Health Organization, which features a program called the Veterinary Payment Program. Sounds very interesting. So I thought that the medical community said pets are good for people's health. So what's really the problem here?
Well, absolutely, pets are great for people's health. They can decrease stress, they can make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, they can provide companionship. And as a pet owner, you know those feelings that you have with a pet. It's so important for these seniors. The problem is when there's financial concerns. And then a person that has financial concerns gets anxious about their finances because they want to take care of their pets. They want to make sure that they get veterinary care, and it can be expensive for some people.
Oh, absolutely. It really can be so. with help with that veterinary care. How does this veterinary payment program actually work then?
So the veterinary payment program is a program of One Health organization. We're a nonprofit 501c3, and what we do is we want to make sure that older adults and people with disabilities can afford veterinary care services for their pets. So what we do is we ask them to be a One Health family member for $40. Anybody can be a member for $40. And we know that even some people have trouble affording that, so we can talk to them about making arrangements for them. Once they get that, then we can give them $250 worth of vouchers if they meet financial eligibility requirements.
Okay, so what are those financial eligibility requirements?
So if they are at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, and those change every year, every January, then they are eligible to receive those benefits as long as they're 55 or older or disabled as defined by the federal government. If they can't afford even the $40, if they're 75% or below the federal poverty level, then we will waive that $40 fee.
Oh, okay. So they can get into the program anyway, even if not.
Absolutely.
So are there people out there, though, who can help those individuals and help fund these vouchers who maybe don't need them themselves but would like to help out? How does the program work for that?
So if you want to get involved, you can donate to the program or you can volunteer. We are always looking for volunteers to help spread the word and to get involved and raising money for us. So that's another way we can help.
Can a family join the One Health program and not get the vouchers, or?
Absolutely. They can decide that if they want to donate a membership, that's very welcome because we have a lot of clients who can't afford that. It also helps to support the program in other ways because we do more than just provide the veterinary vouchers. What we want to do is make sure that people are informed about the resources in taking care of pets in our community.
So part of the benefits that you get with joining is that kind of information?
Absolutely. So we know about if you want to get a pet, where to find the best pet. We know about veterinarians who participate in our program. We can tell them the kinds of veterinarians that participate. We have about 12 right now who are participating.
Excellent.
And they've got great expertise in all different areas of animal care health.
Okay, so what has been the reaction of the seniors who are part of this program?
I can't tell you how much they really appreciate our donors. I've even had clients cry, and they are so grateful. They tell us how blessed they feel that we're here because this is really unique, and they've never heard of anything like this. And I can't tell you. I mean, I wish I could have you hear the stories directly yourself, but they've been great.
Excellent. So it sounds like a great program. Now, do you need help from One Health organization? Then give them a call at the number coming up next. And if you don't need their help, but you want to help, this nonprofit would welcome your financial support and your volunteer talent. Again, just use the number that's coming up next. My thanks to Dr. Anna for joining us today.
Thank you.
Learn more by calling One Health Organization at 216-920-3051 or click to www.onehealth.org. Next, indebted to your inheritance.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Can you be worse off receiving an inheritance? You can be if you inherit debt. Here to discuss how you make sure you don't end up inheriting a liability is my partner, Mike Solomon.
Hello, Ray.
So, hey, Mike, let me ask you just a basic question first. If you receive an inheritance, do you owe tax?
Well, generally the answer is no. If you inherit stocks or bonds or real estate, anything like that, there's no income tax owed when you inherit that sort of stuff. The time you might have an income tax if you inherit, let's say, a traditional IRA or an annuity, as the payments come out of that IRA or annuity, any of the deferred gain, you'll be subject to income tax at that point.
Okay.
But if you inherit, let's say, stock or real estate, and you die holding it, all that capital gain, if it grew in value, all that capital gain is wiped out. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're lucky, you bought Apple stock at $5,000 and it's worth $300,000. If you were to sell that, you'd pay a lot of income tax, capital gains. But if you die holding that Apple stock, all the capital gains are wiped out. Whoever inherits the stock from you gets to sell it free of income tax.
Oh, well, that sounds good. I mean, you don't owe income tax when you get the stock. You owe tax on IRAs, but at least you have some of it left over. They don't take all of it.
Right.
So how can you ever be worse off with an inheritance?
Well, let me give you a real case. In January of 2008, the individual passed away and left her entire estate to her brother, except she left 2 pieces of real estate to her business partner. And the real estate had around $71,000 of debt on it. The real estate was worth more than that. The estate, the executor of the estate, mistakenly paid off the debt prior to giving the real estate to the business partner. Turned out the court said the business partner, you've got to pay that $71,000 back. By that time, we were in the Great Recession. The real estate dropped in value.
No.
It was worth less than the debt, so they ended up owing more than they inherited.
Oh my goodness. But what if you just inherit money? I mean, how bad can that be?
Well, there might impact, if you're on some sort of government program that's needs-based, if you inherit a bunch of money, that could reduce or eliminate your entitlement to those government programs, or maybe your children are trying to qualify for some sort of federal financing and inheritance of an asset will make that much more difficult.
Well, you really got to be careful, huh?
That's right. You have to watch. Normally it's a good thing, but you have
to get advice.
That's right. Get advice.
All right. So when you receive an inheritance, the only debt you should have is a debt of gratitude. If you are about to receive an inheritance, make sure it doesn't cause you any unexpected problems. If you have any questions, give Mike a call. His number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, we'll preview a proposed program that presents personalized care at home. Then we'll add up the facts and figures to create a flourishing financial plan. So, you're ready for retirement. We'll help you plan how to be successfully socially in your new lifestyle. Plus, diets don't work. So what does? We'll tell you. And can't pay your taxes on time? We'll present plans to avoid paying penalties. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.